have to hate waiting for the dentist.
And tell him I'll call him later. I don't want to be disturbed now.
Yes, leave me to my court.
Sorry I'm late, Kent. I was delayed in court.
I bet.
Good to see you. How's your father?
Dad's alright. He mustn't.
Whoa!
I mean,
I know, tragic bus accident.
no, I'm here.
Oh? You said you needed the advice of a lawyer.
I do.
Mentos.
Well, sit down. Tell me what's happened.
I'm drunk.
Well, it's the neighborhood ball club.
They keep beating me up.
We've got a good diamond, but we've been wanting to build a backstop. Only we don't have any money.
Robin
I
Orphanage.
see.
Well, they're building this new store in our neighborhood, and, well, there's a lot of lumber lying around, and
It's really an adult world.
so,
So
we took our
last
wood
night
left.
you took what you needed.
Yeah, we took our wood, alright?
there were 4 of us. They don't know who
The
took
bank
it yet,
is
but
stupid.
they're raising an awful fuss.
They usually do.
Adults.
But why all the fuss? All we took were a few boards.
Just wanna bash
We
his
need
face
those
in.
boards, and they've got plenty more.
Kent, take off your shoes.
I don't like where this is going.
Let me have your shoes.
I'm gonna hit you with
Yes,
them.
you know. Oh, you think maybe I left footprints or...
You idiot.
I'll just keep them.
What a
My
great
boy can use
premise.
them. You have plenty more shoes.
That's different.
Those are at home.
Are laws made to regulate me and simply to protect you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes it seems laws are made just to keep us from we want to.
And allow us to use
On the
drugs.
contrary, Kent. It's law that allows us to live in freedom.
Liar.
Real
Stuff.
freedom. Law is one of the cornerstones of our democracy.
Can you read this? Because I can't.
Kent, imagine what things would be like if we had no law.
Woo! Anarchy!
Suppose we had no constitution,
Party!
nor any other written law. Then we would have no officers to enforce the law,
More donuts, though.
and no courts to interpret the law.
There goes
Now
Billy
imagine
Mays.
a quiet evening at home with your mother, father, and sister.
And your left hand.
Maybe you're talking over plans for the weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna kill that Johnson
When-
boy. Whoa! The Three Stooges! Larry! Curly! And Mo!
Oh, please take my wallet. It's got some sandwiches and please don't kill me and
And
bug
Betty
my...
Butt Slam! She's down for the count! Go after him! We gotta stop this
God.
crappy action sequence!
That's like something out of a Western movie.
Like the Lone
Yeah?
Ranger. Or Gene Autry, maybe.
Such occurrences were common on the frontier.
How would you know?
Then men banded together as vigilantes to preserve the peace. And finally came the formal establishment of law and order.
Dun dun
So
dun
you see,
dun dun
Kent,
dun dun.
every one of us should have a deep respect for the law because of where we'd be without it.
Jaywalkers.
Law makes the difference between freedom
Yes,
and...
between gravity and
Between
sponges.
freedom and license.
And death.
Kent, you said you played baseball.
Sure,
And-
shortstop.
Play according to the rules?
Well, gosh,
Why,
Mr.
sure.
Cooper. Oh,
I
I
see what
see
you're
another
getting at.
crappy premise.
We all didn't follow the same rules. Couldn't have a very good game.
You couldn't have a game at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
But where do we get so many laws?
you just had to
Well,
ask.
you know where you'll find the law, thou shalt not steal.
Sure, in the Bible.
The Scientology
Oh.
one.
That law is over 3,000 years old. Here are some laws. They're not yet 1 year old.
Yes, I just happen to have a copy of the Ten Commandments on hand.
Laws are the result of human experience, Kent. And they're wiser than any man.
A law? What if
Take
that law
Socrates.
is made by an idiot?
When Socrates was condemned to death, his friends urged him to escape.
He was wasted, all
But
right.
he refused on the grounds that the law said he must die.
What a dumbass.
And he accepted the law as being right.
You want people to kill themselves?
So we should respect the law, because it represents the accumulated experience of men through the ages.
Didn't you just say that?
Now here's another reason. Watch.
This is my latest issue of
What
Maxim.
about it?
It fell down.
Naturally.
Why does it fall down or toward the earth?
That's so
More rhetorical
For
questions.
Isaac Newton, law of gravitation.
Gravitation.
My point is that an object falls to the earth, not because Newton passed the law, but because the universe is made that way.
What about the chaos theory?
That's a valid
So,
point.
stealing is wrong, not because someone passed the law, but because peace and happiness are impossible unless our individual possessions are
Put your
secure.
clothes back on and get out.
We respect laws because law is in harmony with the universe itself.
Blah, blah, blah.
What about gambling houses that run wide open?
What
They're
about
against
them?
the law.
They exist when some people fail to respect the law.
Just like
And where you
David
find
Lynch.
gambling wide open, you'll find other things.
Like sausages.
Open crime, corruption in government,
Does
robbery,
not compute.
peaceful citizens' lives in danger. All stemming from a lack of respect for law. Is that what you want?
Is this a
Right.
rhetorical question?
No.
So we're all a lot better off respecting the law.
You mean
Yeah, we like to believe that.
because without respect for law, law can't operate.
Without
Well, he really
respect for
catches on
law, a
slow,
man
doesn't
can't
he?
get a store built.
Now wait a minute. You can't class me with a bunch of gamblers.
Only a matter of feels you can't is not a few dollars worth of lumber. It's your attitude toward law itself. Let me tell you about a case that was in court about a month ago.
And I'll
The
pretend to
defendant was
listen.
a young fellow, not much older than you.
He's like 50.
The story is unfortunately a rather common one.
What happens at Vegas
In his
stays in Vegas.
cross-examination, the prosecuting attorney brought out the whole story. It began with a card tray on a hall table at home.
That's a pie tin.
That's where his
yes.
mother kept loose change. He was 8 years
He got
old.
arrested for stealing a penny.
His mother was a busy woman. She wouldn't miss a
That's
couple
what I
of
would draw
pennies.
from that.
No, mother didn't miss the pennies,
But she did miss the singles
so he
from her
began
bra
taking
strap.
more money. And it became a habit. Until
Like heroin.
that's what usually happens. You're caught. But not long after, he was driving with his mother.
This
Where the
looks like a
posted
scene
speed
from
limit
Manos,
was
the Hands of Fate.
35 miles per hour. She was doing 50. And she had punished him for breaking the law. Then, suddenly,
Bob.
what made her slow down?
Joseph Stalin?
So the little boy learned from his mother that you must obey the law.
And
If
respect your
there's
clients.
someone around to enforce it.
The other time just get high.
By the time he'd entered high school, he'd lost all respect for the law.
And he'd become a Jehovah's
He
Witness.
was a bright boy, but it was easy to cheat.
They're great.
And for him, it was the natural thing to do. And after all, hadn't he heard his father gloat over cheating on his income tax return?
Oh, come on, I was just about to crack that
So you
joke.
see how disrespect for law can become a habit? How the
No,
parent's
not really,
example
no.
may be followed by the child?
Run it by me one more time.
Later, he stole a wristwatch and proudly showed it to his cronies.
Cronies.
Yeah, it's
Other
the 50s,
boys he was
all right.
infecting with his own disrespect for law.
Ew, it's
One of these same boys was
Infection.
with him a couple of years later when he made his biggest and most dramatic show of flaunting the law.
Ah, water pistol!
Yes, it was his biggest show. It was also his last.
You mean Cats the musical?
The law which this young man held in such low regard, the law assured him a fair trial. But still, the law did punish him.
You're supposed to wear Chuck E. Cheese outfit.
He
Oh,
has
the
time
horror!
now to think about what he's done.
As the Hamburger.
And I believe he'll turn out all right.
Like Ronald
He
McDonald.
realizes that his trouble began with 2 pennies stolen from a card tray.
Pie tin.
The money wasn't important, not to him nor to his parents.
But it was to Grimace!
What's important is that from that petty beginning, he developed an attitude of disrespect for law, for all law.